What's up, world? This is your girl P. So, how to use your discernment. Now, as a disclaimer, I am not here to project my thoughts and or opinions on you. I am just sharing my vantage point, and always this is coming from my own personal experience. Ever since I've been on this path, ever since I answered the call, you know, discernment is just pretty much your intuition, but it's called discernment. It's like you really have to, it's your first mind. You know, it's like when you just know. And when you use your discernment and you answer the call, it's like just like the Bible said, when you put the higher powers that be at the forefront of your life, the devil get mad, you know, and the devil is a spirit, a low vibrational spirit, and that spirit is energy. So the energy, if a person is low vibrational enough, they could be used by the spirit of the devil, the enemy, or whatever you want to call it. And that person or those people, they won't even know they're being used. It's like they're possessed. And that's where spiritual warfare comes in at, because it's a war in their mind. These people are being used to attack you, and they don't even, it's like you can see it but they can't. They're just doing it. But you have discernment. You can discern. You see what people are trying to do. Like, for instance, yesterday I was going into a store, and I was walking into the store, and I was like, it was a car, like it wasn't nowhere near me, it was far down. Like that car was like, it had to be like 4 cars away from me. Like if it was 4 cars in front of that car would have been the fifth car. So that's the distance between that car and me. But I was already, out the way of if that car was coming. So as I'm walking up to the storefront, that car, the person in the car, which was a elderly woman, started honking her horn at me like she was crazy, like as if I was wrong for walking, like I was in the way. And I ain't paying no attention because I have gotten so used to this. Like, I've been going through this since the day that I turned around and got on this path and answered the call. I've been getting this type of treatment from people, mostly when I was at work. But occasionally I'll run into a person that's being used by the devil, and I can tell they're being used by the devil, to get a reaction out of me, to get me to say something or whatever, And I saw this lady out the corner of my eye when I was walking across the street to go to the storefront, but I didn't, I wasn't paying her no attention because my mind was on what I was going in there to get. So her doing all that honking, it didn't phase me. It was like whatever, I just kept walking, and there was a woman in like a disabled cart driving it, and I kind of was in her way, so I said excuse me and went around, spoke to the person at the front of the store, said hi, how you doing, and kept on going. And it takes a lot of work. When I tell you it's a lot of work, and to get to the level of being able to brush off negativity like it's water on rolling down your back. It takes a lot of work to do that, and it also takes a lot of work to keep it up. It doesn't happen overnight, but you have to use your discernment as to when you're being tested and when somebody is trying to pull you out of your character, when somebody is trying to transfer energy to you. You know what I'm saying? Because the devil will try to get you in your own mind. And if the devil can't get you to be in that vibration yourself, then he'll use other people to pull you down, because you can get thoughts and dreams and things that make you think a certain way. Like, you may have a bad dream, and if you use your discernment, Instead of focusing on the dream, if you were to wake up and had a bad dream and it make you think a certain way about a person or whatever you had to dream about, and instead of focusing on the dream, you have to tell yourself that's the devil trying to, get me to get in a vibration, a low vibration. And you can like raise your own vibration by changing your mind. You have to learn how to change your mind. Listen to some music or something to get your mind off of what you were thinking that's trying to pull you down in that vibration. But you have to use your discernment, because a lot of people don't use their discernment when these things happen. They start talking about the dream like, oh my God, I had this dream, or oh my God, this lady she was honking at me like a mad woman in the parking lot. I'm like, I start laughing, because I'm like, she got a problem, and whatever her issue is, it has nothing to do with me. The only thing I knew in that moment, because I do have discernment, is that the devil is using her and she see my light. It's like I'm a sun shining in her eyes and she couldn't see. And so she started blaring her horn as if I was in the way, and I completely ignored her. And you have to get to that point in your life where when you evolve as an adult and you evolve as a man or a woman, and you encounter these spirits, because these people are being used as spirits. If you're in a good mood and you just la 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 la, going about your day, and you see somebody that just, trying to make you upset, you're not even doing anything. You know what I'm saying? And I can see if I was really in her way or whatever, but the honking would have been, it would have been appropriate if I was in another vehicle, but I was walking and I was nowhere near her. So because I'm a grown, evolved adult, and I see that this older woman, even though she was way older than me, that doesn't mean she's evolved. She's childish, because why would you act immature in a parking lot like that and cause a big scene? Because other people were speaking on it and she was honking at me and I said nothing. It's not weak to walk away from stupidity. It only take one person to be a fool. You know what I'm saying? It'd be different if she was trying to have a conversation with me and I was ignoring her and she couldn't, it's different when you look at the aspect of it, but the situation as a whole, when you use your discernment, it's like, it's not, I don't need to say, forget you, or whatever I could have said back in the day. I could have said something to her back in the day before I even got on this path and just blew up on her, because that was inappropriate. It was uncalled for. But because I've gotten to this space in my life and I know I have that discernment, when I know that the devil is using people and they don't know that they're being used. And that's the thing about it. It's like, I know that these people don't know that they're being used. They don't know that they're possessed, because that once that spirit jumps into that person's mind, and they don't get a reaction from me, if that's what the devil is trying to do, then that spirit will leave that person and jump into another one. That's all it is. It's this spirits, evil spirits. It's energy. It just transfers. It just go to the next person because it's after you. You know what I'm saying? Because you answer the call. But the universe is watching all of this, and I keep telling people that you have to, in order for you to be around someone who is on that path to evolution and answer the call, that has a calling on their life. When you have a calling on your life, you have protection. You know what I'm saying? And when people around you are doing things, it's like you just have to use your discernment, which is your intuition. It's your first mind. It's the first thought that come to your mind. And normally, when we just out and about and we got all of these things going on in our life, when we're busy, 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 and we don't pay attention to our first mind. And if we do pay attention to our first mind, we don't trust it. We have to get to the level of our life where we're in a high vibration, that we trust our own selves, that we don't have to go to another person and say, what you think I should do about this? When you evolve as a human being and you have discernment, you don't have to ask nobody or anybody, what should you do? You know what to do, because you trust your own mind. And once you get to that point in your life, that you know that the discernment that you have, you're now using it appropriately and it does work. It's like, I'm not finna let you get to me, woman. I know my blessing is on the way. And every time, I always say this, every time a blessing is getting ready to come, the devil get nervous, and it's like it start panicking. It's like people start scampering around like demons and stuff, and it's like it's they start doing stuff, and I see it all. It's like, get away. And I said to myself, I got a knife. You know what I'm saying? If anybody coming too close for comfort, I will pull it out, and I pray that I don't have to use it, and I haven't had to use it at this point. I just keep it just to get for just in case purposes. But I'm not that type of person. I don't bother anyone. I'm just waiting for my blessing to come. I answer the call. I'm doing everything that my spirit tell me to do, which is my mind, and I trust my own mind. So I don't ask people their advice anymore. I just don't. I listen to motivational speeches sometime from other people. Just it gives me confirmation of what I already know, but I'm not listening for that. It's like, when you pour into other people and you give advice to other people, you're giving love to other people. So you're pouring in. And if you have no one to pour back into you, then you just listen to something because it's like giving you back your energy that you've been putting out. You're getting it back from someone else, and you continue to give it out, and the universe will find a way to give it back to you by finding someone that's either on your vibration or a higher vibration to pour back into you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But that discernment, you have to have that discernment that it will, help you understand that and help you see that. And when these spiritual attacks come, when the devil start using people around you and scampering around, you just know that when they start working harder and harder and harder, the blessing is getting closer and closer and closer. But that's all I got for you. And I holla though. One love. Peace.